28 men trapped in the Antarctic Ocean, their ship frozen in millions of tons of crushing ice. 7 months. They waited, stranded in a white desert of death. No rescue, no food, no way back. And then, one night, a thunderous sound echoed from beneath the ship. The hull shuddered. The Endurance tilted dangerously to one side, as if something enormous had pushed it from below. What followed would become one of the most incredible survival stories in all of human history. A tale so impossible, so brutal, that more than a century later, it still haunts explorers and inspires legends. This is not fiction. This is not exaggeration. This is the true story of Shackleton's Endurance. The Antarctic Ocean. A place where waves rise as tall as buildings, where icy winds rage at 100 kilometers per hour, where seawater is so cold it freezes blood in minutes. To travel here is to embrace death. But 111 years ago, in 1914, long before advanced technology or strong modern ships, 28 men sailed into this ocean of nightmares. Their leader was Sir Ernest Shackleton, a fearless British explorer obsessed with testing the limits of human endurance. His dream, to be the first to cross the entire Antarctic continent on foot. For this mission, he bought a ship, appropriately named Endurance. But the world was already at war. World War I had just begun. Still, Shackleton and his crew of adventurers sailed south, chasing glory. Little did they know, their mission would turn into a brutal test of survival against nature itself. In January 1915, disaster struck. The Endurance became trapped in the thick Antarctic ice pack. No matter how hard the crew worked, the ship couldn't break free. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months. For 7 long months, they lived in a frozen prison, watching the ice tighten its grip. Then, one night, the ship groaned violently. Ice cracked, the Endurance tilted. The men realized their greatest fear. The ice wasn't letting go, it was destroying them. The rudder snapped, water flooded the decks. Shackleton gave the order no sailor ever wants to hear: abandon ship. The crew set up camp on the shifting ice itself, watching helplessly as their beloved Endurance was swallowed by the frozen ocean. Now, survival meant braving the Antarctic wilderness, with nothing but tents, sleds, and a few lifeboats. Shackleton's only hope was to reach land. Their goal, Paulet Island, 550 kilometers away. They dragged lifeboats across miles of drifting ice, hunting penguins and seals just to survive. Every step was a gamble between life and death. At last, they reached Elephant Island, a barren, frozen rock at the edge of the world. They had escaped the ice, but they were still trapped far from civilization. Shackleton refused to give up. With 5 men, he set sail in a tiny lifeboat across 1,300 kilometers of the most dangerous waters on Earth toward South Georgia Island. They battled 90-foot waves, endless blizzards, and near starvation. For 16 days, they sailed through hell, and when they finally reached land, they still had to cross the island's uncharted mountains on foot. But somehow, they made it. Shackleton tried multiple times to return for his stranded men. Each time, ice turned him back, until, finally, on August 30th, 1916, after nearly 2 years of unimaginable struggle, he reached Elephant Island. Against all odds, every single one of his men was alive. Though Shackleton never achieved his original mission, he earned something far greater: eternal respect as one of history's greatest leaders and survivalists. And the story did not end there. In 2022, 107 years later, the wreck of Endurance was finally discovered, resting 3,000 meters deep in the Antarctic Ocean. Amazingly preserved, the ship's name still visible, as if whispering Shackleton's legacy to the world. Some stories are about victory, others about survival. Shackleton's tale reminds us of the thin line between life and death, courage and despair, and it leaves us wondering, what other secrets lie beneath the eternal ice of the Antarctic Ocean?